Hi guys, Mary Lisa here with Spirit Collective. I want to talk to you today about tapping. I did a YouTube video about it a while ago and I've learned a lot about it since then, so I'm revisiting it. I made a blog post on it so you can check that out, or you can just watch this video. Tapping is the new wave of self-care that is also backed by science. The premise behind it is based in traditional Chinese medicine, and it's saying that there are meridians on your body, energy centers, which I've talked a lot about before, and tapping on certain points activates certain energies within your body and your organ systems. And as we know, certain organs and body systems store certain emotions. So if you're in emotional turmoil or you feel insecure or stressed out, tapping is a great way to access a lot of those meridians so that your body can then process and release that emotion effectively. So first, let's talk about what we know about tapping. We're gonna be using our fingers to tap on certain points. They can be called acupressure points, meridians. Basically, meridians are certain energy points within our body where informational and nerve systems line up. Energy and information is constantly being created and shared throughout our body, and these meridians are kind of highways or intersections for that communication and that energy. Through chemicals in our body, we create these electrical impulses that are sent from the brain or the heart or other body systems to other body systems to get certain emotions, actions, or thoughts to be expressed. Too much of a certain energy, emotion, or even thought process creates stuck emotion. And what we know about these lower frequency or quote unquote negative emotions is that even though there is a purpose to them, when we have too much of it stored up in our body, it actually disintegrates nerve tissue, it disintegrates connective tissue, causing pain, depression, anxiety, all sorts of dis-ease. So by stimulating these certain meridians, by tapping on them, we can signal to the brain that we are ready to release them and process them out through our body. Think of tapping as a way to remind your body and your mind that it's time to release or purge things that have been stuck. Another way to look at it is that by tapping on these meridians where the nerve bundles and communication centers lie, we're signaling to our brain that we're no longer in fight or flight. And so to come out of fight or flight, that anxiety or that frustration or that anger, we're now communicating that we're safe and able to process the things that need to be released. Specifically, I'm going to be talking about EFT, which stands for Emotional Freedom Technique. It was created by this guy, Gary Craig. You can check out his website. I have it linked in my blog to learn more about EFT. And these are some of the benefits that have been researched and touted when using tapping as a form of emotional therapy. It's been known to help reduce obsessive thinking, anxiety, depression, negative core beliefs, PTSD, chronic pain, and fatigue. Okay, so here's how to do tapping. First, you need to think of the current emotion that's causing you a lot of distress. Worry, insecurity, anger, guilt, shame, the thing that's causing you the most psychological harm right now. And then you're going to rate that emotion on a scale of 1 to 10 by how intense you're currently feeling it. Step 3 is to create a statement. And this is really important because you're gonna need a statement that both acknowledges what you're going through and then affirms your basic goodness. So for example, let's say I'm feeling really lonely. You would say, even though I feel alone, acknowledging it, I completely love and accept myself, affirming your basic goodness. Or another example is, I feel so shamed about XYZ, acknowledging the shame. And then second would be, and I completely accept and love who I am on the inside. So it's that dichotomy. It's two things can exist at the same time, and that allows your left and your right hemisphere to bridge the gap and say, yes, we're feeling this, but we can move out of this situation. After you have your setup statement, we're gonna tap through 9 of the meridians, which I'll detail in a bit, repeating the statement. You can tap on each meridian like 9 or 10 times, or repeat the statement 2 or 3 times at each meridian or tapping zone. After you've finished, you're going to check back in with that original emotion, whether it be shame, insecurity, anger, and rate it. So if it was a 6, hopefully now it's a 4, or if it was a 10, hopefully now it's a 5. And you can repeat this process until you're in a more comfortable feeling state. Here are the 9 tapping points that we're gonna go over. So when you have your setup statement ready, you're going to use the first meridian, which is called the karate chop. It's kind of in the middle, like below the last, is that a knuckle of the pinky? And so you can tap on it like this, but I use both my hands to kind of tap on it together. Let's use the example of, even though I feel lonely right now, I completely love and accept myself. Even though I feel lonely right now, I completely love and accept myself. Even though I feel lonely right now, I completely love and accept myself. And when you're doing the setup statement, really get into the emotion. Feel and acknowledge the loneliness, and then accept your basic goodness. So make sure you're feeling the statement. It should be a statement unique to you that elicits the emotions. Karate chop represents the small intestine, and the small intestine is about kind of like being stressed out, like too much going on. And that's when it's out of balance. When it's in balance, you feel kind of nourished. When I talk about like what each point, acupressure or meridian represents, there's a lot of information out there about, and each meridian represents several different emotions. These are just the ones that I felt represented the most of them. So if you want, you can go look them up. I have some links in the blog as well for you to do some of your own research. So karate chop, small intestine, feeling stressed out, becoming nourished. And then we have the top of the head. It's basically the crown of your head. This is your governing center. Out of balance, you feel unbalanced. And when it is balanced, you feel connected to higher energy. So then you're gonna tap this point. Even though I feel lonely, I completely love and accept who I am. Say it 2 or 3 times. The next point is the eyebrow. So I've seen different things about it being literally your 3rd eye right there, and then being at the point of 2 eyebrows. So I kind of use 3 fingers to just get at all of it. So this is the next point. And this is the meridian of, one of the meridians of the bladder. Bladder is all about elimination. When it's out of alignment, it's all about kind of like escapism, just like trying to avoid things. And when it's in alignment, it's about confidence. So tapping this point, even though I feel alone, I love and accept who I am completely. Next is the side of the eye. This is the meridian of the gallbladder. Out of balance, it's despair. In balance, it's appreciation. So even though I feel lonely, I completely love and accept myself. And then we have the under eye right here. I kind of do it in like the hollows or like at the base of the orbital bone. This is the meridian of the stomach. So you're stimulating your stomach by tapping on it. And the stomach is related to just overall feelings of like discontentment. And when it's in balance, it's all about harmony. So even though I feel alone, I completely love and accept myself. And then we have under the nose, kind of like at this thing. I don't know what that's called, but that's the point. This is also one of the meridians of the governing center. So this one is more about hysteria. When it's out of balance, and when it's in balance, it can calm your spirit. So I just do this because of when I'm feeling crazy, which can be a lot. Even though I feel alone, I completely love and accept myself 3 times. And then we have the chin. I've seen it as like kind of right under the lip. This one is about the central vessel. Out of balance, it is linked to shame, and in balance, it's about being connected. So this one might even be more so connected to feelings of loneliness. So even though I feel alone, I completely love and accept myself 3 times. And then we have the collarbone. So the ends of your collarbone, right underneath it. There's like a lot of pressure points there, so I kind of get into it with like a few fingers and tap. And this meridian represents the kidney, and the kidney is about mostly fear, out of balance, and in balance, about several things, but I'd like to call it passion. So even though I feel alone, I completely love and accept myself 3 times. The last meridian It is kind of like the underarm, so it's gonna be wherever your nipple is, kind of like horizontal to it, under your arm. This is one of the meridians of the spleen. And so I kind of take just like the karate chop. Out of balance, it's about like mental exhaustion, like overthinking, overanalyzing, stuff like that. And in balance, it's more about faith. So even though I feel alone, I completely love and accept myself. And you can do both. I know it's hard, it's like kind of awkward, but get into it, you know? Even though I feel alone, I completely love and accept myself. So those are the points. One more time, it's karate chop, the top of the head, the eyebrows, the sides of the eye, the under eye, under the nose, the chin, the collarbone, and then the underarms. Yeah, so as I said before, this is just a really easy and kind of quick way to kind of immediately feel better. And if you do this and you're like, yeah, I still don't feel great, then just do it another time. This is quicker than any pill. This is quicker than any talk therapy. This is gonna help you out a lot. So just take some time and practice this, and hopefully you followed along with me today. If you have questions or want to learn more or have some information to share with me, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can head to my website, follow this channel if you are so inclined, or if you want to work with me personally as an intuitive healer, that is also on my website. So thanks for watching. I hope you feel better.